Madam Secretary, a certain theme has cropped up during these budget hearings, and that theme is this: outside groups or agencies placing or embedding, and that's a word used here, embedding personnel within our Pennsylvania government agencies. In fact, I'll reference our most recent example. During our hearing with the Department of Drug and Alcohol Programs, or DDAP, the Secretary was questioned about a $10 million grant from the Bloomberg Philanthropies. And that particular $10 million was not accounted for in the governor's budget proposal. And the Secretary explained that the reason it didn't appear in the budget is because the employees hired by Bloomberg are going to be, again, quote, embedded in DDAP. And that fuels some real concerns. The issue is not with more resources going to DDAP, but with the practice of an outside entity, and an outside entity that I'll mention that has a well-known philosophical, ideological, and political inclination, hiring and bringing in their own workers. Now, perhaps a converse thought could be this: how about if we had DCED or DEP personnel being paid for by the Koch Foundation? I'm sure that would cause ire with our administration. So, in question, why are we not getting these funds as a grant? A grant would be a much cleaner and more traditional method. That's a question.
Waiting for you. I was just making sure you're done. I think the opportunity to partner with the Bloomberg Institute was brought to the governor, and I don't think the governor or anyone is really in a position to turn down the opportunity to provide or find additional resources to try to address the opioid epidemic here in Pennsylvania. There are plenty of opportunities, and there are plenty of instances where we do work with other private foundations through technical assistance and/or funding opportunities.
Does Pennsylvania have any control over Bloomberg employees embedded into state or county agencies?
It's a cooperative agreement with the Bloomberg Institute and the Commonwealth.
Okay. Now, do counties have the ability or opportunity to opt out of having Bloomberg employees embedded into their county programs?
I'm not sure of the details of that question.
Okay.
I have to check into it with policy and get back to you.
Well, I mentioned during our budget hearings that we also hosted the Office of Attorney General, and he also had explored having employees funded by Bloomberg Philanthropies, but decided to pull out of the arrangement because he said that it was too restrictive. So if the Office of Attorney General had issues, then why doesn't DDAP?
I'm not sure of the details of it. I'll have to check with policy, and maybe he was working with them in a different manner.
Madam Secretary, can you kindly share with us, do any other agencies have this kind of embedded arrangement within Pennsylvania?
So again, I think there's plenty of agencies that do receive technical assistance and have individuals from those entities, private entities, come in and work with them on technical assistance for grants or grant writing. And then we also do receive funds from foundations such as Heinz Foundation and others.
Well, please allow me to convey, Madam Secretary, that it is highly disconcerting that we allow politically motivated characters, whatever the guise, to infiltrate our government agencies. Please understand it happens with our basin commissions, it happens with DEP, it happens with Department of Drug and Alcohol, and it almost happened with the Office of Attorney General. And simply, I or we are sounding the alarm.